What is up, Finn fans? Going live straight to the computer. It's not live, like I'm not chatting with you guys. I will be live tomorrow, 1 p.m. But I'm going straight to the computer, making a video real quick. Was not planning on making a video today. Was actually doing a ton of other things, ton of other content, getting ready for tomorrow's live stream, getting ready for Monday's video, and doing stuff on my second channel, and for all you Patreon guys, making a special video for you guys. But thought to myself, gotta make a video. Because yesterday I made a video, actually last night, around midnight, 1 o'clock, I released a video talking about why Taco Charlton got cut instead of Charles Harris. And I talked about the fact that Charles Harris had about a $3.2 million fully guaranteed contract. So if they cut him, they would still be paying the man to just sit at home or play for another team. And the Dolphins think, if we can get something for you, if we can get something out of you, we're going to do it. That's the mindset of Grier, and that's the mindset of Flores. Lo and behold, they got something for him. They traded him to the Atlanta Falcons for a 7th-round pick. Now, they're still going to eat a little bit of his dead cap of 1.5. They probably agreed to do that to get a 7th, to get something for the man, but they are saving $1.9 million in the trade. So with the trade to Atlanta Falcons and getting a 7th-round pick, the Miami Dolphins now have 11 draft picks next year. They're building this sucker through the draft. They are building foundations. Next year, it's going to be all those picks that all the fans wanted, those sexy picks, the wide receivers, the running backs, all the picks that we've moved on from. You're noticing something. The Miami Dolphins are moving on from players that Brian Flores did not bring in. Yes, the Taco Charlton, he brought him in off of waivers, but again, it was just a waiver pickup. And to see, like I said in yesterday's video, go watch yesterday's video or this morning's video, depending on when you guys noticed that it was live. But the Miami Dolphins have 11 draft picks next year with this trade of Charles Harris to the Atlanta Falcons. They have 2 1s, 2 2s, a 3, a 4, a 5, 2 6s, and 2 7s. So the Dolphins are building through the future, and they're doing their thing like a chicken wing. So again, a lot of people say, well, that just shows, like I said in the tweet and in the community section, be sure to go over check out the community section. I said, you can obviously hate on Chris Grier because a ton of people hate on Chris Grier, but you got to give the man a little credit where credit's due because he got a 7th out of Charles Harris. I honestly, and if you guys remember back when they traded Ryan Tannehill, a lot of people thought, you're not getting a sack of peanuts for him. And I thought, he's going to get something for him. He's going to get something for him. And they got a 4th. Yes, they had to eat a little bit of his cap, but they got a 4th. And again, I'm surprised. I didn't think they'd get anything for Charles Harris. I thought Charles Harris would stay on the team, try to make the team in training camp, see if they can somehow maneuver a way to get some productivity out of this man. And Chris Grier is like, nah. I'm gonna trade him for a 7th. So he's gone. But then there's also the flip. Chris Grier also drafted Charles Harris in the 1st round. So there's a lot of people who are saying, okay, cool. You got him in a 1st, but you're trading him for a 7th. That shows how inept and how stupid Chris Grier is. Now, don't get me wrong. I think the draft pick was dumb. I think to force him to come in and play in a system and a style that didn't fit him is dumb. Can that all be put on Chris Grier? No. And I'm not one to be an apologist for Chris Grier. Chris Grier has made some dumb draft picks. The Gesicki draft pick, the trade for Rosen, and the Charles Harris pick are dumb in my mind on Chris Grier. And the Rosen one was with Brian Flores. It wasn't with Adam Gase. Charles Harris and the Gesicki pick were with Adam Gase and Mike Tannenbaum. Those two, I'm more forgiving than the other ones, but I still think they're dumb. And this is why I'm more forgiving. You got to understand that Chris Grier, yes, he makes the picks, but Adam Gase had complete control of the 53-man roster. Mike Tannenbaum had control over the contracts and depending on who was brought in free agency. Chris Grier really didn't get his hands on the team. And there's even an article on NFL.com where they talk about that 2019 was the first year Chris Grier was actually a GM. because for those other 3 years from 2016 to 2016, 2017, 2018, he was the GM, but he was hand tied by two different men. Not saying that he shouldn't have put his foot down and not taken Charles Harris and Mike Gesicki, even though I do like Mike Gesicki, but for a second, and then you take Smythe. Could use that second for something else, or you could use the Smythe pick for something else, like a DT that we needed. But that's here nor there. I will say this. I like the move of moving Charles Harris and getting a seventh, right? You can't really knock the guy and say, well, he sucks, because I can raffle off names of great GMs that have had bad first-round picks. It happens. Now, will it continue to happen? I don't know. If it continues to happen, I'm going to call it out. I'm going to be like, Chris Grier, he's got to go. I did it with Adam Gase. I said Adam Gase got to go. I said at the mid of 20, I think it was after that Colts game in 2018, I said Adam Gase got to go. I said he's too stubborn. He can't get out of his own way. He's got to go. If it gets to a point where Chris Grier is still making stupid draft picks and still reaching for players, I'm going to say he's got to go. But to say for this year it's too soon, even last year it's too soon, you got to give a player some time to develop. Yes, you always hope that your first-round pick and your draft picks are instant successes, instant Odells, instant Saquon Barkleys, instant just come in and all of a sudden they just start to light it up. But that's not the norm when it comes to draft picks. So just wanted to address that, going with the Chris Grier and the Charles Harris, because Charles Harris' name is connected to Chris Grier, but in my mind, it's more connected to Adam Gase and Mike Tannenbaum, because why would Adam Gase want to hit him on a team and force? Adam Gase loved to take players and force them into systems and into positions they weren't comfortable in. He loved to do it to everyone. Oh, you're a zone cornerback? I'm going to have you play man. Oh, you're an outside 3-4 linebacker? You're going to be playing defensive end. So just wanted to address that. But yes, Charles Harris was traded to the Atlanta Falcons for a 7th-round pick. We save up $1.9 million. With Taco Charlton's cut yesterday, that saved up $1.4 million. That's about a $3.3 million savings. And after the draft picks have been signed, they haven't been signed, and it might take a minute, and it might be a little bit different for draft picks to get signed this year because of what's going on, and players can't really come in, sign their contracts, talk to the team, do all that stuff. It might take a little bit longer. But after all the players are signed, all the undrafted guys are signed, Dolphins will probably have about $7 million in cap space left over. So with the savings of $3.3 million, they should be at around $10.3 million. And that's the number they always like to kind of bring into the season for emergency cases or if something happens. And if the Dolphins do decide to move on from Albert Wilson, they will be around $20 million in cap space. Moving into next year, probably another $100 million in cap space. So next year in the offseason, we'll have about $100 million in cap space and 11 draft picks again. Can't really hate on Adam Gase. Well, you can hate on Adam Gase. You can't really hate on Chris Grier too much. He is setting this team up. This year, they built the foundation. They built the trenches. Next year, you get some sexy picks. Now, I just want to, be sure to comment below. I love reading your guys' comments. I said that yesterday. I read everyone's comments, the mean ones, the good ones, the funny ones, the in-between ones. I read all your guys' comments, so be sure to comment below. I really want to quickly get into a comment of the day. Like I told you guys, if you want to get my attention, you want me to know, because sometimes I don't know if you guys want your comment to be in comment of the day. Put comment of the day first. This one comes from Josie Wales. Comment of the day. First, great work, Doug. Tua and his jersey number. This is why I picked it, because this is the talk of the town. I have my opinion on jersey numbers being retired. Hypothetically, Marino allows Tua to wear 13. To me, that's saying a legend believes in you to a point. You have his number on your back. Thoughts? A lot of people got mad at Josie for saying this. Me, on the other hand, I get it. There was even an article that came out that said it. No. There's a reason these numbers get retired. It's because when you see this number, you think of this person. When you see this number, you think of the history, you think of the records, you think of all the things that are attached to this person. That's why 34, 99, and 54 need to be retired for the Miami Dolphins. Because when you hear those numbers, you think of Ricky Williams, Jason Taylor, Zach Thomas. Those are some numbers I also think should be retired, but that's going to be another video where I talk about numbers that should be retired. No. everyone wants to make a big hoopla over what number Tua should wear. He's got, I said it in a comment somewhere where I talked about the numbers that are available. It's like 1, 2, 8, 9, and like 10. He doesn't have many numbers to choose from unless he talks to certain players about potentially getting 5 or getting other numbers, talking to like Devontae Parker getting 11, but I don't think that'll happen. The thing about Tua's number is he doesn't care. He came out and said he doesn't want 13, and he just really, really doesn't care. He'll make his number history if he just comes out and plays like everyone hopes he does. Then all of a sudden, Tua's number is going to be Tua's number. Say he comes out and he decides, I want to be, 3, or I want to be 1, or I want to be 10. And Tua comes out and plays like everyone hopes and dreams he does, and just lights it up and is the best quarterback we've had for a long time for the next 5 years. And then all of a sudden, you think of 10 for the Miami Dolphins, you think of Tua Tagovailoa. But no, not 13. Not 13. Not 13 and not 12. Two of the greatest quarterbacks in Miami Dolphin history, not 13 and not 12. But Josie, thank you for the comment. Like usual, be sure to comment below. Follow me on Twitter. I'm going to be tweeting a lot today, especially if more news breaks. As soon as that news broke, I tweeted that out. But also be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell and hit the like button. Like I said, tomorrow, 1 p.m., I will be going live. Thought I'd make a quick video for you guys talking about Charles Harris and Taco Charlton. I technically talked about them both. This is what you get. This is what you get when you go live from the camera to the computer. I get some mess ups. Normally I edit these things out, but I didn't. So enjoy. But I will see you guys tomorrow, 1 p.m. live stream. We will talk more about this. We'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about tomorrow, post-draft, Miami Dolphins live stream. But other than that, like usual, stay classy. Fins up.